Hello and welcome back to my scrapbook. My name is Jennifer Perry and today we're going to continue working on, I call it Jessica Rabbit, but it is really not bad just drawn that way by Diamond Art Club. I have the camera pulled in really close so that you can see the square that we're going to work on. So there's not going to be much else that I'm doing that you're going to be able to see other than the square. But to me, this is the part that you're really interested in, so that's okay. So how is everybody doing out there today? How is everybody? It is, for me, it is a Wednesday, and I've already had a super busy morning, and took a nap, because by the time I got done with my super busy morning, I was toast. So I actually just woke up. I just rolled my happy self out of bed and went, okay, let's film. Let's do this. We're going to start off with 3865. And actually the way I have the camera, I hope this really works because I can just look up and I can see where placement is. I can see everything I need. So hopefully for you guys this works really well. Here's hoping. Now I have done a few squares. I'm going to reach up and grab some blue tack. I've done a few squares since we last sat together, just because if I can't sleep at night, oh yeah, you can see perfect. If I can't sleep at night or Mike gets busy and I need to entertain myself, I go ahead and I just work on this. I mean, that's the ultimate purpose of the painting anyway, is to keep me entertained. So I've been working on it without you, and for that I apologize. So I took Biscuits today to his 1-year vet appointment. He is a year old. He is 10.14 ounces. So he is bigger than I thought he was. I thought he would weigh in at about 8 pounds because he is a skinny little fart. But I guess he is the long and lanky variety compared to his brothers. They're a little more of a chunky monkey. My sister-in-law texted back that he actually has 4 brothers and a sister. But my sister-in-law texted back that Loki is actually just slightly lighter than he is, and they have the same type of build. So the 2 skinny boys seem to be on tap, and the 2 chubby boys seem to be on tap. And I didn't ask about his little sister, but I really, really liked the way the vet handled appointments this morning. So what I did, and I didn't know I could have done this all through the car, but I actually went in thinking it was going to be a regular vet appointment that you just sign in and sit down and you sit 6 feet apart. But what they did, and pardon me, I'm drinking a Coke trying to wake up a little bit. What they did is they actually took your number that you had with you at the moment and said, okay, go get in your car, we'll call you when it is your turn. And that's all they said. So I was like, okay, cool, this is actually easier on the cat. Alright, not a problem. Back out in the car I go. Biscuits is happy. He knows our car. He knows our car smells. He's settled up right down. I was like, alright, I don't know, we're on a day trip, or this works. Don't know what else is going to happen, but I can be calm. And then they called, and I was like, okay, cool, I'm going to go see the vet now. So I went inside. The vet met me at the door, took my cat, and said, you sit in the waiting room. Of course, I was the only one there. And took off with my cat. I was not prepared for that. So, Biscuits went back there, and of course, this has been my long time vet. But the first time Biscuits has ever been there, and I'll explain that in just a moment. So, it's the first, I was not prepared for Biscuits to go back there completely by himself on his very first visit. Because that's not normally how they do things. And the reason this is Biscuit's first visit to my longtime vet is when everybody was kittens, I took all but 2 of them back to my house here, and we have a spay and neuter clinic that was much cheaper to do, basically in bulk, which is what I was doing. So I took Shoni, Peter, and Biscuits with me, and they all went to what's called TCAP. It's Texas Coalition for Animal Protection or something like that. And they had their shots and chips and surgery, chips, and baby shots all through TCAP. So that is why, even though I've been going to this vet for 20 years, it's Biscuit's first visit. But now he's all an official patient. They took his baby records over there, so they had them from TCAP. So they've got all the information they need. And they were quite happy that he's already had all that done through TCAP. They actually recommend it when you have more than one kitten because they're the more expensive version. And they do want you to go ahead and get all your animals properly cared for. Okay, that's it. That's it for Black. So we got all that finished, and then I was going to go over to the city because you have to register your animals in our city. And there's a note on the door to make an appointment, so I wasn't able to get that done today. So, but anyway, we're working on my little Jessica Rabbit today. Biscuits hears me. He's probably going to come in here because he doesn't realize I'm awake yet. Of course, he's curled up in a corner sleeping himself. He's had a big day. Now, E only has 2 drills that I can see, so I'm just going to just reach in, pull 2 drills out of my jar. And then little man is 3 of them. 3 drills, so let me dig these out. I found if it's just 1 or 2 drills, it's easier just to stick my finger in the jar and pull out 3 little drills, 2 little drills, 1 little drill, than it is to try and dump out just what you need. Oh, it stuck to my pen. Come on, get off my pen. You're sticky. Okay, it's my pen. They're sticking to my pen. Alright, we gotta get more tacky finger. I think that's the problem. Yep, that was it. I didn't have enough blue tack in my pen. So then I had to go over to Target Optical this morning. Figured out they were open for emergencies only. And I told her what I needed, and she said that qualified as an emergency. I took a fall on Friday. I was trying to help Mike install our new microwave, and because our other microwave died, and we were trying to see if we could survive without the microwave, and figured out that we couldn't. So we went over to Lowe's and bought a new microwave and just decided, you know, we can install it ourselves. So we installed it ourselves, but in the process of installing the microwave, I fell down. And when I fell down, I hit the kitchen cabinetry with my face, my shoulder, and my neck, which wasn't comfortable, but, you know, could have been a whole lot worse. Jammed up my shoulder and my neck a little bit, but that's only because I'm already dealing with a previous injury that I've been working on. It's a chronic injury, basically. It's nothing new, but every now and then I do something, and it's all generated from falling down, but I do something to kind of aggravate the original problem. But believe it or not, out of all that, when I hit the cabinetry with my glasses, I bent them all out of shape. And I thought, okay, well, you know, when the world is back to work, you can take care of business and do what you have to do. I'll just go in and have them repaired. Well, being so out of shape, they were hurting my ears. And unfortunately, I can't not wear my glasses. I mean, unless I'm cooking or cleaning or something like that, I cannot wear my glasses. But if I'm trying to do something up close or watch TV or, you know, something, read, you know, I have to read with my glasses. So something like that, I have to have them on. I can't function without them. So I called her, and is it bad that your eyeglass place knows you by first name only? Go ahead and be honest and let me know if it is, because all I had to do was say, this is Jennifer. And they went, what'd you do? And I fell down. And she said, okay, come on in. So I went in. Of course, I've ordered a mask. It's not here yet. So I don't have a mask. And I went in and, you know, I explained to her, I said, I've ordered a mask. It's not here yet. I'm not quite sure how we're going to do this. And she was very honest. She said, you know what? They've ordered us masks and they're not in yet either, so we'll just deal with it. We'll work as best as we can work. So she had me sit on a couch behind her, and she would roll as close as she could roll and be able to reach over and get my glasses, and I would, you know, try and hand her my glasses. It was actually kind of comical. Thank goodness we know each other. And she'd adjust them a little bit, hand them back to me, roll backwards to try and see how they, you know, how they fit and whatnot. And through trial and error, we got it done. So they are fixed. They feel so much better. They don't hurt anymore. I'm actually surprised I didn't physically break the glass. But I did knock them all out of shape. When she put them in the machine to check the calibration, she was like, wow. I was like, yeah, sorry. So, needless to say, I normally end up having to buy the insurance on my glasses. Alright, let's do the white first. And actually the white is not truly white. It's this apricot-y color, but on the canvas it's white. So I am always having to double check and make sure I've got the right symbol, because the color doesn't match what's on the canvas. And again, I've got my easel back some, that I'm used to working with it. So I actually feel like I'm reaching, but it makes it easier for you guys to see. And I'm not having to look straight down if the canvas was flat. So we will make this work. But I also have it pushed all the way back to the wall so that it doesn't slide around anymore. Because that video had some interesting editing in it. My daughter put out a video this morning on her channel, and I will link it below if you're interested in art or speed painting or anything like that. I will link her channel down below for you. But she put out a daily vlog, and these are cracking me up, because I have been teasing her. I think this is her 24th episode or something like that, and she has no schedule because her real life, her work life is so unpredictable that she really can't do a video schedule. She just posts when she can post. But I've been teasing her, you know, child, before you film, clean your apartment, because people can see what's going on, you know. At least fold the blankets and do your dishes and, you know, make it somewhat presentable, you know. But she's a 20-something, and they don't always think like that, you know. So every time I watch one of her videos, I'm silently yelling in the background, oh my God, fold the blanket, clean the dishes, do something, you know. So she actually made a video that is sped up, but it is still sped up, and it's still 30 minutes long of her just cleaning her apartment from top to bottom. And it was just, it did my heart good. It did my heart really well. Now, granted, for her to be able to clean her entire apartment, even sped up on a 30-minute video, that tells you she has a tiny little apartment. But she even pulled things apart, moved furniture to vacuum, dusted, I mean the whole works. And it just did my little heart good because people didn't see that she's not really a little messy person. She just doesn't think about it. And so, okay, anybody else? Nope, okay. And of course it might also help that her grandmother, her great-grandmother has started watching her videos in Florida. We did a Zoom session with Grandma and taught her how to see Kayla's videos. So now she's been binging watching her baby. So, oh, there it is. So I had to text her, okay, watch your language. Your grandparents are watching your videos now. But see, that's the beauty of, you know, videos like hers. And of course, mine is all crafting. So if you're not interested in crafting, you don't watch them. But that's the beauty of videos like hers, is family can tune in and watch. And they see whoever their loved one is on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, whatever. And it just gives them a little bit more of an insight on their own family, you know, and what they're up to without being in their back pocket all day long. So that's the other reason why I like doing these videos, although I really have to start doing some scrapbooking videos, because my best friend was telling me the other day, I was traveling, I was doing something, and she missed me, so she turned on my scrapbooking videos just so she could hear my voice in the background, which I thought was incredibly sweet. Yeah, I'm kind of all over the map here on where I'm placing these, but I thought that was incredibly sweet. I don't know if she watches the diamond painting videos. I've been trying to get her into this, and she keeps telling me that one hobby that I've gotten her into is enough, thank you very much. Well, no, she got me into planning, and I got her into scrapbooking, and I'm trying to get her into diamond painting, but she's not having it. I cleaned this tip and cleaned out the blue tack. So now I'm having to load it a little bit more. And there's a sweet spot when you load it that I love. I love when it's sticky and grabs the drills, but not squishy. I don't like when it comes like this. I don't know if you can see. Well, I don't even have the pen where you can see. There it is. I don't like where... Okay, I think that's focused. I don't like where it's coming out and squishy-fied. I like it to all be in the pen and grab hold of the drills, but not squish out. So that's my sweet spot. And I think I was watching I think it's Rachel Ray unboxing the other day, where she was unboxing a brand new Diamond Art Club. And, you know, Diamond Art Club is poured glue. So it's got the clear covering, and those of us that don't like the clear covering, that's where we put the parchment paper on. But when she unboxed this painting, it had a piece of the white release paper that was the same size as the painting with it, which I thought was genius. So that if you like the clear covering, you can keep the clear covering. But if you don't like it, it came with release paper that you could put on your painting and protect the poured glue. So I loved that. And then yesterday I was on, because I've been looking at Diamond Art Club, and their stuff, it has to strike me. I love their canvases. I love their shipping. Their prices even aren't that bad compared to what you get. But I don't always love their selection. It just doesn't always strike me, which is not on them, it's just me. So I've been looking and I've been looking and I've been looking because AliExpress has not been running full force. And I just haven't, there hasn't been one that made me want to buy it. So on a whim, I was on AliExpress last night and I looked up Evermoment and they were up and running. And I went, hot dog, they're up and running, what have they got? And there were 2 paintings that just struck my funny bone. And I went ahead and purchased them. I don't know, because you can find these 2 paintings on other stores. So I don't know the artist payment situation with them. And, you know, whether or not they paid the artist or not, I have no idea. I'm going to just have to put a disclaimer that I purchased this from such and such, and I don't know if the artist got paid. But the 2 paintings just cracked me up. One of them is, and I may show you at the end of the video, I printed pictures. One of them is the one of the girl sitting on the potty with the toilet paper wrapped around her, and all you see is legs and toilet paper. And that just cracked me up. I have no earthly idea where it's going to go. If it's going to go in my bathroom or if it's going to go in the guest bathroom, because it's just funnier than all get out. And I showed it to my husband before I bought it, and he was even giggling. So I'm not sure if it's going to go in my bathroom or the guest bathroom. And then the other one is the cutest little chubby sloth sitting in a tree. And he struck me because, and you guys are going to kill me, because you guys know that hopefully we are going on a cruise to Panama. And I purchased a Evermoment that is like 60 by 60 or something crazy like that, of a bunch of chubby ladies sitting on a beach just thoroughly enjoying their beach day. And it struck me because it's just friendship and fun and a beach day, and it reminded me of when we went to Labadee, Haiti on a cruise, and everybody just was on the beach having a good time. And I thought, I'm going to take this painting with me and I'm going to work on it on the ship, because there are 6 sea days and this will give me plenty to work on the ship. Well, as I'm working with this canvas and getting it ready to go with us, I'm just looking at it and I'm like, man, this is a huge canvas. I don't know if I'm going to have room to work on this on the ship. And the more I'm thinking about it and the more I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, alright, I think I might have made a mistake ordering such a big canvas. But with this picture, you need a big canvas. So when I saw the sloth and the type of picture that it is, I thought, you know what, this might work as a smaller canvas. So I ordered it as a 30 by 40, and I'm going to look at it and see, because it's a rather big image. It's not just a little sloth and a tree. The sloth is a rather big image, so I think it's going to translate well to the smaller canvas. And the 30 by 40 will be easier to transport and work with on the ship. And he's a chubby little sloth, and I got to thinking about it. My in-laws have been to South America so many times with, I mean, this will be like their 4th or 5th Panama cruise, that the sloth to me represents part of this cruise. And, which I'm hoping that when we're there, we get to see sloths up close and personal. But this little guy just was like, you know what, when he's done, if he looks the way I want him to look, I'm probably going to give it to my in-laws to kind of commemorate, there's the word I'm looking for, the sailing. So, and then also with it being on the ship with me, they'll have the memories of me working on it. So I told my husband that, and he totally agreed. So now I will be working on Chubby Ladies on the channel and doing it with you guys, because I honestly think it's going to be too big to take on the ship. My first thought was bigger is better, and I've got 6 sea days, and if I'm working on this consistently, yeah, you can still see. Okay. I was wondering if I need to move the camera down, but I think you can still see. But 6 sea days and, you know, working consistently, I didn't want to run out of something to work on. But the other thing I realized is I was with them in Georgia over Thanksgiving for 10 days. And I took a 30 by 40 canvas with me, and I did not finish it because there was family time, which we'll have the same thing on the cruise. There's family time, so you're not going to be working consistently. And 30 by 40 was a perfect size to take with me. So that is my thought process on that. And let me move this down some. There we go. So that is what I have done. So I placed those orders last night. I have no speed need of, you know, having to stock track, you know, whatever. If it takes a couple of months to get here, it takes a couple of months to get here. I still have 5 large canvases that I can be working on, plus this one that is, you know, this is a 47 by 62. I'm sorry, 47 by 82. So this is a fairly large canvas. It's going to keep me busy. I do not have a large, extensive stash of 100 paintings because I'm very selective about what I buy, because I want it to be the bigger canvases. I want it to be, you know, ones that I want to either hang in my home or give as gifts. And my smaller paintings that have been gifted to me or that I have purchased, like Amy just gave me 2 smaller ones that I actually had my eyeball on. I want to save those for when I travel, either with Mike or with my in-laws or stuff like that, so that I have something to work on when I travel. So I have about 4 or 5 smaller paintings, including the 2 that Amy just bought me for Christmas. And then I have 5, 6 counting this canvas of larger paintings. And that's pretty much my stash. Now when I was working on, I can't remember the name of it now, Hello Beastie. When I was working on Hello Beastie, I figured out that I liked doing the black first on these type of paintings, because then it kind of felt like I was drawing within the lines, or coloring within the lines, when I was filling in the rest of it. And I didn't do the black one time, and it cracked me up because I did everything else, did not do the black, and then moved on, and the black hadn't been done yet. I couldn't even tell. So I went back and I was like, something doesn't look right. And then I realized, oh, you didn't do the black. So I started doing the black first and went, oh, I like this. I know I'm kind of all over the map today. I can't quite stay focused on what I'm working on. And I will come over and get these. So like I was saying in the other video, with this self-isolation, lockdown, whatever you want to call it, where you're not free to move around the country like you're used to doing at the moment, I have been doing a lot more home cooking than I am used to, because we figured out that I'm a spoiled brat and we started eating out a lot more, and I miss it, I really do. But I was coming back from the vet today and I was like, you know, Wiener Schnitzel sounds good, you know, the hot dog place. And they're really not. I don't know why it sounded good, but they're really not. But it sounded really good. And I was like, you know, it sounds like you're in a hot dog mood, which I'm rarely in a hot dog mood unless we're camping or it's like 4th of July or something like that. So I went over to Kroger, picked up a pack of hot dog buns and a pack of hot dogs, which I noticed that prices are getting higher. It was almost $6 for a pack of regular hot dogs and $3.50 for a pack of hot dog buns. And I'm used to getting hot dog buns for $1 and hot dogs for $2, you know, even name brand. And that was not the only thing I noticed the price going up on. So prices are going up. But I picked up some hot dogs and some hot dog buns. Hopefully that will straighten out. And a bag of chips. So I gave myself the hiccups, I'm sorry. So when my husband gets off work tonight, I'm going to have him fire up the grill. And we're going to grill some hot dogs. And soak up some vitamin D in the back. If it's not raining. I hope it's not raining. And just kind of sit out in the backyard for a bit. I was going to pressure wash the house, but I'm still feeling a little bit clumsy, wobbly, however you want to say it, from my fall. And I kind of don't want to be out there with the equipment by myself. I want to wait till Mike can be out there with me. Because while I am feeling this way, I tend to fall down a little bit more. So I don't want to be out there working with equipment I'm not familiar with without him with me when I'm feeling wobbly, as I put it. So it will just have, the front of the house is just going to have to wait a bit. Either until he can be with me or I can feel a little bit stronger on my feet. One of the two will happen. Because I typically have 2 speeds. I'm invincible, I can do everything. Nothing can stop me, and then I fall down and I'm like, okay, I'm wobbly, I feel like a baby deer trying to walk. And then I just kind of be gentle for a bit, and then I'm back to I'm invincible. So I just look at, those are my 2 little speeds that I go for. I don't really have a middle speed. Got 2 little pluses over here. Let's do the pluses real fast and then we'll do the P's. Because I'm trying to go over here and work it in here so I don't forget I've got this line open from where I moved down a square. Okay, I moved the camera just a little bit because I realized that I have some space over here that I opened up that you couldn't see So there's a couple of peas and stuff way over in this corner that I cannot get in the frame. So I'm going to work on those real fast, and then I'm going to start moving in this way and filling in over here. So you've got about 4 drills over here you can't see. Let me get those filled in real fast. And then we'll be back. I opened this space up to get this bottom line. And it opened up over here, so I moved the camera just a wee bit so you could see that. I have the camera pulled in tightly so you can see where I'm working, but I forget sometimes that it's so tight that if I move out of the frame, you can't. I don't have a large frame space to work with. So if I move over just a hair, you can't really see what's going on. And my husband reminded me, because remember I told you that I was trying to wait till he freed up one of my tripods, that he showed me I have a pretty hefty boom swing tripod hanging on my wall for the camera. And he reminded me that it swivels, and I had no idea it swiveled. I thought it was stationary in place, one position. I could move it side to side, but not back and forth. So he showed me that, and I was like, hey, okay. So now I actually have it on that boom swing above my head. You can, okay, you can't see what I'm doing. I'm just working in on this side over here real fast. Trying to get it to in frame where you can see. Yes, I know I could open up the zoom to make it to where you can see, but I'd rather keep it tighter on this side. And when I'm reaching up like this, I have my blue tack right above the canvas, just hanging on a sticky mat, just right above the canvas. So that's what I'm reaching for. So with this new tripod position, hopefully I can film these in a way that you can see them easier, and I can still use my easel. But I wish you could have seen my face when he showed me that. I'm not for certain why I thought it was a stationary boom. We had, when I very first started filming, we had a mic stand that he rigged up to hold my camera, because I'm using a Sony Handycam. I'm not using my phone, I'm not using a GoPro, I have a Sony Handycam. So it's a little bit heavier than some of the other cameras. So we needed a tripod or a stand of sort that could handle it. And so we modified a microphone stand, a weighted microphone stand, to be able to hold the camera. And it had a boom arm to work directly over my work, or to be positioned correctly over my work. And it worked out great, except it was sitting on my desk. So I would bump it and it would start shaking uncontrollably. And then if I was doing anything at all with scrapbooking that would shake the camera, it was comical. So I told Mike, I said, we've got to figure out a way of getting the camera off my desk, because I'm going to be able to film better quality if I'm not constantly shaking the camera. So that's where we found this stationary boom arm on Amazon. And it has been so much nicer not having to worry about where my camera is and knocking into it, or because it's no longer on my desk, shaking it when I'm working. So he's been taking the ideas that we have formulated for my office and we're incorporating them in his office. And I just have directly above me, the light source is just an automotive light with one of those silver shades with a daylight bulb and a camera sock on it. And it's hanging off one of my shelves. And that's my filming light. That's my work light. That's my task light. Anytime I'm working at my desk, that light's on. And it works with the light pad. It works great. In his office, he's got the big umbrella lights and some other lights sitting on the floor for the green screen. And he has every tripod I own in that room. And my other camera. And a webcam, because he does split screen. And he's trying to talk me into doing split screen. But he has my webcam. And then I bought another webcam, and my daughter stole that one for her live streams. Because we were considering me doing a live stream, which I'm still kicking around. But I would have to buy another webcam. And anytime I buy a webcam, somebody in my family steals it. But I'm not allowed to go in his office, because if I trip over anything, if I move any of his lighting, that would not be good. It took him an entire day to get it figured out. But he is working on the last chapter of his book. It will be finished, or at least finished, get it, to the editing portion of the publishing. And then my daughter is going to be working on the artwork for him. She does have this art degree, and she does have the skills to do the grafts that he needs. So we're going to pay her to do the artwork for us. And then his book will go to editing and publishing. And that will make us very happy people, because that has been a bucket list of his. And if you follow me, you'll know that it's a nerd book. He's a computer programmer, and it's I guess the easiest way to explain it, it's a textbook of sorts for programmers and stuff. So it's not like he's going to be the next Dean Koontz or Nora Roberts. It's a technical book. But it's one that he has been wanting to write for a very long time. And we finally found the correct publisher for him. And he is living out that dream. It's been almost a year in the writing, because he is also working full time. So we have put camping on the back burner. We have put building out my new studio on the back burner. We have put everything on the back burner for him to get this book finished. That's how important it is to me and my family, or for him to get it done. Again, I am going to check to make sure I've got the right symbol on this, because it does not match the canvas. This is the other reason why I love Diamond Art Club and how clear their legend is on the side. Because you can also quickly check the side legend and go, okay, do I have any that are similar? Am I accidentally putting this in the wrong spot? Do I have the right symbol? If the colors, because it makes you doubt yourself when the color so blatantly doesn't match the drill. conditioner turned off. It suddenly got really quiet. It is supposed to be 90 degrees today here in Texas, so I ended up having to break down and turn the air conditioner on. I hate doing that because we have solar on the house, and I like when we sell energy back on the grid, because then that means I don't get an electric bill. And when I turn the air conditioner on, it kind of eats into that a little bit. So we still get a bill, but it's, you know, before we put solar on our house, our electric bills were $300 and $400 a month, plus $500 if it was August, because, you know, when it gets over 80 degrees, gets closer to 90 degrees, your air conditioner's on all of the time. So, being, you know, Texas is deregulated, so the energy companies can basically charge whatever they want. So our electric bills skyrocketed when that happened. So as soon as the HOA figured out that they couldn't tell us we can't have solar on our houses, and that took the state legislature, the Congress, our state representatives and whatnot, telling them that they cannot control whether or not we have solar on our houses. I was the first person in my neighborhood to put solar on my house. And even then, they tried to tell me where I could put it. And I was like, no, you don't get that choice. It goes where it has to go. So, we've had solar on the house since 2014. And our electric bill, when we have one, it went from $300, $400, sometimes $500 a month to $100 a month. So to me, that is really worth it. But you kind of have to rethink what you're doing. We're still on the grid. We are required to be on the grid. A, because we don't have a battery backup system. They don't make one big enough for the size house that we have. And B, our electric company requires that we're on the grid. They will not let us off the grid. So what we do is we just sell back our excess energy. And that's how sometimes we end up with no electric bill. But you kind of have to retrain yourself as far as, you know, do your laundry on a sunny day, because then you're doing your laundry for free instead of on a cloudy day where you're not producing any energy. If you do it on a sunny day, your laundry is free. Or running your appliances on a sunny day, like run your dishwasher after breakfast instead of at bedtime. Then you're running your dishwasher for free. You know, things like that. So it took a little while to adjust my thinking, because after working in emergency rooms for so many years, I would be off work, and of course I worked 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. So when I was home, that's when I cleaned. My family would go to bed and I would start cleaning my house. So it wasn't unusual for me to be doing laundry and vacuuming at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. So I really had to adjust my thinking as far as solar and doing my chores when the sun is shining, so my chores are free. But the first time I got a bill that was zero due, which normally happens in the fall and the spring, sometimes in the winter. But the first time I got a zero due bill, I was like, oh, that's so worth it. Okay, I'll do my laundry during the day. Because you immediately get a raise. I mean, I retired in technically 2013, but I retired Thanksgiving. of 2013. So it was really 2014 by the time, the first year. And we went down to a one-income family when I retired. So I looked at everything and I was like, okay, what do we not need? What can I get rid of in order for me to be able to stay home longer? And I looked at the cable. We barely watch TV. Okay, why do I have cable if we don't watch TV? So I took cable out of my house. We do not have a TV. We have to pay for internet separately because we need internet. That's a must. But we don't watch TV, so why pay for the cable? Why pay for the television? Why buy a new television? We don't watch it. So we don't do that. We took out our landline. That in itself, the landline was $300 a month, still. So between cable, which was, $200 a month, and our landline, which was, $200 to $300 a month, because it was landline and cable. That's, say $400 because we still have to pay for internet. So that was $400 a month. And then when we were able to put solar on the house, and that went from a $300 and $400 bill down to, let's say, a $100 bill, because that's the more consistent. That's a chunk of change right there. And that meant that I could stay home longer. That was almost, that was almost my monthly paycheck from working. Well, not my monthly. That was almost my bi-weekly paycheck from working. So, worth it to me. Totally worth it to me. To make a few life changes and be able to stay home with my family. And not work every weekend, every holiday, every night. Not being home with my family. I'll make a few life changes for that. There we go. And boy, did I get on a rant. I'm sorry, guys. And to my healthcare people out there, I get you. I totally understand what you're going through. Totally understand your day-to-day. Nine. Because that was me. I was every weekend, every holiday, always nights. And it wasn't just work my 3 and go home. Sometimes it was work my 3, work somebody else's 3, work, I'd end up working 6, 7 days in a row before I had a day off. If my counterpart was on vacation, because they didn't have backup. So if my person that did my job on the days I was off had a vacation, guess who was able to do her job while she was on vacation? And vice versa. When I was on vacation, she had to cover my shifts. So taking vacation wasn't easy because you knew what you were putting the other person through. Calling in sick wasn't easy because you knew what you put the other person through. I can't tell you how many times I thought I was getting off work, gonna go home and rest, and my daytime person never showed up because they called in sick. Well, guess what happens if your daytime person doesn't show up? You don't get to go home because there's nobody to relieve you. So you have to wait, stay on shift, until they can either find somebody to relieve you and give that person who didn't know they were coming to work time to get dressed. Excuse me. Time to get dressed and prepared to come to work, or you stay at work until you're the person, you're on shift. So just because you're on schedule to work a 12-hour shift doesn't mean you're just working a 12-hour shift. You could very easily end up working a double. Not missing that life at all. I miss the people I worked with. Miss that. I miss my coworkers, but I do not miss the job. At all. I'm working on her hair. There we go. Let's do M and then K. I'm getting into colors I haven't worked with before. So this canvas is a dream. But I did, like any other Diamond Art Club canvas, I've had to thumbtack it to my easel. It will not clamp, and it will not blue tack to my light pad. So I've had to kind of make my light pad a certain way that I can have part of the painting hanging off the edge, and I can tack this to my canvas. Now, with tacking, it does not move. There's no movement whatsoever in the canvas, so that's nice. But you kind of are stuck working. You do all the squares. Well, you can't see my hands. I've got it so tight. I'm talking with my hands, and you can't see my hands. You kind of have to work with whatever squares are there before you take your canvas down and move it around again. And I'll zoom this out towards the end so you can see what I'm talking about. And I know I've said in the past that to do this hobby you don't need special equipment. You can just literally take the canvas out of the box, use the equipment that comes with it, and paint. And that's what you're meant to do. But if you have the means to get a nice pen, your hand will thank you in the long run. Whether it's a polymer pen, whether you Frankenstein a pen, which there's YouTubes out there how to Frankenstein your favorite ballpoint pen into a diamond painting pen. So if you've got a ballpoint pen that you absolutely adore, there's probably a way to Frankenstein it. Or if you buy a really nice diamond painting pen like I've got here, this is where if you're going to splurge and buy one piece of equipment, even before a light pad, I would buy a pen. Because you can do a diamond painting without a light pad. A light pad makes it so much easier. But it's hard to do a diamond painting if your hand is hurting. And to me, this pen, or a really nice pen, a really good pen, not the little cheapos that come with the kit, really makes your hand be able to last longer. So if you're still using the pink pens, try and Frankenstein a pen, or get your hands on a polymer clay custom pen, or this is a hand-turned pen that I ordered from Etsy. You can just put in diamond painting pens or handmade diamond painting pens, and a number of sellers will come up. There's a number of sellers on Facebook. But the pen will really make this a nicer experience for you, because your hand won't hurt as long, as quickly. But more than anything, my shoulder starts hurting before my hand does, and that's just my cue that I need to wiggle. That's the other thing. Laundry day is a really good day to paint, because the washer and dryer tells you when to wiggle. I'm not one to leave clothes in my washer or dryer. It drives me crazy. So the washing machine going off, telling me to switch loads, forces me to take breaks. So those are really good painting days for me. Not good filming days. That's when because you have to stop the camera, turn the camera on. But really good painting days, because you get breaks every 45 minutes or so. don't you know? Oh, there's two of them. Crapola. Don't you just love when you're putting away a color and you find 2, 3 drawers you missed? One there, and one there. Okay, let's get K. Just about finished, folks. See, when you get down to this last color is my favorite time, because that's when everything that's possibly crooked straightens out. It really becomes vibrant. You can see what's going on. The picture starts to come to life. You know, I'm going to be honest, when I first saw this style, this MANDIE MANZANO style, I was not a fan. It took Hello Beastie to make me jump and buy, because that was such a beautiful rendition. But I have to say, now I understand why everybody goes gaga over her stuff, because it's so much fun to work with. It was the stained glass part of it that I was like, well, I'm not a real big fan of that. But now I understand why people go crazy for her stuff. I'm actually trying to get my daughter to submit some pieces to Diamond Art Club, because they have an artist on there that is very, very similar to her style, and that piece keeps getting sold out. So I'm like, man, I know your style of art would sell. So I'm trying to get her to submit to be an artist. And I'm leaning towards Diamond Art Club because I know they pay their artists. And that's the other reason why I've been wanting to stay with them and purchase more with them, because they do pay their artists. The one thing that makes me sad about AliExpress is you're just not sure, especially when you can find the same image in multiple shops. Kind of makes me sad. Okay, let me just double check myself. So this concludes our session for today. As you can see, here's where I have the canvas thumbtacked into my easel, and here is my blue tack just thrown up there. Keeps it out of my way, keeps the cat out of it, but keeps it readily available. And I'm not going to work on this square yet because this is the edge of my light pad. So I'll probably move over here and do these three and then move my canvas up or sideways or whatever. That's the one thing with having a thumbtack, is you really don't want to move the canvas as much as possible. So you kind of do what you can do, and then you move the canvas and do what you can do, and then you move it again. Not put a lot of holes in it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know that you have 101 different things that you could be doing, and I am super thankful that you choose to spend just a few minutes of your day with me. Until next time, bye-bye.